Hello everyone, welcome back to episode 3 of the FPS Godot tutorial. Today I'm going to cover setting up basic enemy AI pathfinding, the model, and the animations. So I found this free SWAT guy model on Mixamo, and I'm just going to use this as the model for the enemy. So I'm just going to download this. I'll have the pose be a T-pose, the format be an FBX binary. Now in the editor, find your model, create a new inherited scene, select your model and the skeleton 3D, Control C to copy it, and I'm going to add a character body 3D node. I'll rename it to enemy, and I'm going to paste the skeleton in model using Control P. And now I'm going to add a collision shape 3D, and I'm going to set it to a capsule shape. And I'm just going to readjust the capsule shape a little bit to fit the model of our enemy a little bit better. I'm also going to add a navigation agent 3D, which does most of the heavy lifting for the pathfinding logic in Godot. In the script, I'm going to create a reference to our agent, and I'm going to shorten it to nav, and I need to make a few variables: speed, current location, next location, new velocity, rotation underscore x. In our physics process function, we want a reference to our location in the scene. Then we want to get the next location from a navigation agent. Then we want our new velocity to equal our next location minus our current location, dot normalized times our speed. Now I'm going to set our rotation underscore x to our actual rotation x. Now I'm going to set the enemy's velocity to the velocity dot move towards our new velocity. Lastly, I'm going to call move inside. Now we need to make two more functions. First is our update target location function, which will remind our enemy where we are in the scene, and I'm going to give it a parameter of target location. Then our clamp function, which will stop our enemy from breaking its neck while it tries to look at us. Now I'm going to set our navigation agent's target location equal to the parameter target location. Then we want to look at the target location, and I'll call clamp. Oh, sorry, I forgot there's an actual function for clamp. I'm just going to change it to an uppercase C. Sorry about that. Now we want to pass our rotation underscore x variable into a clamp function, a real clamp function, and we're going to set rotation underscore x deg to rad, and I'm just going to put 40 for now. I might change that later. So now I'm going to add our enemy to a group and call it enemy, and we'll make it global. Now let's set up the scene for our enemy. I'm going to add a navigation region. I'll just move it to the top of our scene tree, and then I'm going to put all of our geometry of the scene in under the navigation region as a child of it. I'm gonna click a new navigation mesh, bake the mesh, and this makes a map for the enemy to find us anywhere in the scene. Now let's set up the script that will update our enemy's target location. Now I'm going to make a reference to our player, and in the physics process function, I want to get the enemy group that I put our enemy character into, and I want to update the target location function, and we're going to be updating the target location. With our player.global transform origin. Now let's add our enemy to the scene. And I'll run current scene to check if it's working, and yeah, he's following us like a maniac, floating, T-posing, holy shit. Now you might encounter an error where it says the navigation query is failed. This is caused by trying to use the navigation map before it's ready. This is something very simple we can fix by adding a small delay in the code. Back in the enemy script, I'm going to make a new variable and I'm going to call it navigation ready, and I'm going to set it to false. In the ready function, I'll add a small delay with await, get tree, and I'll create a timer 0.1, and then I'm going to set navigation ready to true. And back in the physics process function, I'll check if navigation ready is false, then we'll return so the code won't be executed. This will stop the error from occurring. Back in Mixamo, let's get some walking and idle animations. I think this one will fit well, and make sure you check in place so that you can loop it without it moving oddly. Without skin, and download. Now for the idle, I picked this one. I'm going to do the same. Back in the editor, I'll create a new inherited scene from our walking animation. I'll copy and paste it into the enemy scene, and when we play the animation we can see that we need to loop it so it doesn't just stop like that, but can't because it's embedded in the scene. To fix this, we'll go into the walking animations advanced import settings, and under the mixamo.com animation, I'm going to click save to file and keep custom tracks, then re-import. And sometimes it still won't let you. We can try re-importing again, but if that doesn't work still, close the project and then reopen the project. This little button was for making it play while you run the current scene. Back in the editor, I'm just going to change 90 to 1 for the clamp in Degtorad. And now I want to make it so the enemy stops when it's near the player. So I'll make a new variable, call it near, set it equal to false. And now I want to put move and slide in an if statement to check if near is false, then we can move and play the walking animation. And if it's not, then we want to stop playing that walking animation. Now to check if the enemy is near the player, we're going to use an area 3D and give it a collision shape. I'll rename area 3D to stop. And I'm going to just give it a sphere shape. And I'll set the collision shape to as big as I want it to stop near the player. Think about right here should be good. Now we need to send a signal from the area 3D to the player script using these ones to tell the script if a body has entered the area. Now in the onBody entered, we want to check if the body name is equal to player, or else if we don't, it'll do it every time a body enters the area. Then we'll set near to true, and I'll just copy and paste this into the body exited and change near to false. I use the same steps to import the walking animation to import the idle animation. Then in the script, I change it so that when near is true, the idle animation will play and the walking animation would stop playing, and vice versa when near is false. Alright, let's test to make sure it works. He's walking. Now let's see what happens when he gets close to us. Great, he stops and plays the idle animation. Alright, that's it for episode 3 on the FPS course for Godot. Stay tuned for the other 3 episodes. Thanks for watching. I hope you learned. The video's over now, so bye.